Great. Thank you. And hello, everyone. Welcome to this fabulous morning. My book called The Flourishing Code is coming out very soon. It's on Amazon right now. And we will be doing a launch on the 29th of July. So this is really more like a little bit of a teaser prior to that. It's called The Flourishing Code, and it has 121 codes. And as you work with it, you will actually find one that resonates best with you. So my intention with our session today is to share with you one of the codes that I was guided to. And this particular one is code number 3, and it's called Act As If. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to read the code to you. And it is about, inviting Lady Luck into your life so that you can apply that luck to whatever it is that you wish to unlock or unblock within yourself. And once I have finished reading it, make sure that you jot down, make your notes. And if you have any particular questions that are related to your personal circumstance, then I will open it up for that. So I want to use majority of our time together this morning in addressing any specific personal queries that you may have that arise from applying this code in your life. Okay? So shall we begin? Shabana, shall we go for it?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So this one is about unlocking Act As If. It is that act as if magic by envisioning yourself as the embodiment of luck, of beauty, of prosperity. And when you do that, as you embody yourself as luck, you step boldly into your truth. And you radiate this miraculous magnificence, and you witness the transformation as your own non-believing self starts to step aside, and you become the driver on your driving seat, entering that glorious reality of what it is that you are creating, something that you already envisioned. So let's begin. Act as if you are the luckiest person alive. Act as if you adorn the most amazing beauty of anyone you know. Act as if you are flooded with so much to be grateful for. Act as if you are the beloved. Act as if you are as prosperous as you want to be. Act as if all your desires are met. Act as if you have the Midas touch. Whatever you touch turns into gold, the gold that you desire. Act as if every moment of you being alive is a moment that is filled with joy, that is filled with fulfillment. Act as if you have all that you could want for. Act as if you have the magical powers of manifesting anything you could ever want when you desire it. Act as if you are perfectly healthy and have the capacity to heal yourself. Act as if you are the bee's knees. You are the gift from the universe we have all been waiting for. Act as if your talents and experience and expertise are highly respected and in high demand. Act as if every word you utter is a gift you give to the people and the world around you. Act as if You are the ultimate guru the world has been waiting for. Act as if all your dreams are coming true. What if all of these are real? What would be going on in your life? How would you be being? Act as if you have it all and tune yourself into the vibration of you. That is your truth. And this is what you have been waiting for. Know that you already have it all and receive yourself in your full glory and majestic, miraculous, magical, manifesting magnificence. So, what are you waiting for? Just step forward. The moment you do that, your non-believer self will automatically step aside. It's only a matter of you taking this on, acting as if, and walking in your stride. We welcome you to come forth and multiply your loving gifts and talents. Present who you are inside to the outside. It's time. This is the Flourishing Code for today. And I'm open to any questions, observations, insights, revelations that you saw for yourself. So I'm available and open. So ask your questions, please share. It'll make it much, much more specific and precise and give you the most value.
Thank you, Mynoo, for sharing that. And you shared it so beautifully.
So, Mynoo, I would like to ask you, how do I'm doing so well, but I am adjusting to negative situation. I'm adjusting to things I cannot control. The minute I hear anything negative, my nose gets blocked, I have sinusitis. So I'm adjusting to all of that. And I'm wearing an amethyst. I am yeah, like what you said, this was present to me by my sister-in-law, so that I wear an amethyst so that my life be calm in front of negative people. So how do I flourish
Okay.
when I'm doing so well?
Yeah.
And how do I flourish? How do I gain back my energy again? I gain back my energy through hypnotherapy. I gain back my energy through prayers and consciously positive. But I'm asking myself this question: how to be? I am calm in negative situation. Yesterday I was calm with amethyst also. I was angry, but amethyst made me happy. But how do I become in uh, karmic situations where you cannot control sickness, or someone in family is sick and all that? How do I control that?
Okay.
How do I, and then how do I, my second question is, how do I flourish? How do I flourish in career, and how do I flourish in front of negative clients?
Okay. So let's take one at a time. Okay, because I think the first one, when I answer the first one, it'll support you to find your answer for the second one too. Okay. So here, what we're saying is this flourishing code is about acting as if, right? So in the context of flourishing, you can only act as if you already are flourishing if you really understand the nuances and the details of what it looks
Imagine. I already visualize in my mind.
right. So what I would like to suggest is that here's how you can work with this one. And I'm going to share a story of someone who's a friend, a dear friend, and an industrialist. Now, he's an industrialist now, but he wasn't always like that at all. He was someone who loved rock music, and he would travel with his favorite rock bands as much as he could. And when he turned 30, he realized he was in Japan and with this rock band, and he felt that he really needs to do something with his life. How long is he going to keep doing this, you know? So he was in Japan, and he decided that he was going to create a business that um, it was a sushi bar concept, and was going to bring that into London as a business guy. Now, when he decided that, he was so passionate about it that, my God, this is going to take London restaurant scene by storm. And he was totally not that person. You know, he went and talked to a few people, and everybody said, oh, yeah, but come on, you know, nobody really believed him because he was not that person. You know, he had a vision for it, and quite a detailed vision, which he shared with people, and they did like it, but they never ever related to him as the person who could do it. Right. So he decided he was going to actually really understand all about business. He created a business plan, figured out that he needed 9 million pounds to get it going in a proper way. And he started talking numbers this time. People were surprised, but they still didn't believe him because he just wasn't that as far as they were concerned. So he decided to implement this particular flourishing code, Rajvin. He decided that he was actually going to act as if he is the chief executive of this business, which has already happened. Right? So he was doing the visioning, all of that was happening. But it was a vision that he was aspiring to. He chose to act as if he was that. Now, we are humans, right? And our mind goes, you are not that. Right? So he decided that he was going to create something very physical. Right? So he bought himself a yellow pair of shoes. And he would literally get out of bed in the morning, slip into his yellow pair of shoes, and it was like the yellow pair of shoes were his Cinderella's chariot equivalent. He would immediately step into acting as if he was that CEO. It took a few months, and he did get his investment, and he went on to create a business that's called Yo Sushi. It's quite a famous brand now. It's worldwide now. But that's how that journey began. So my response to you, Rajvin, would be that you've already established what it feels like, you know, what the vision is for living a flourishing life, right? I want you to start acting as if you are already living it. Okay.
I start when I through hypnotherapy I'm already feeling it, but you know, because that's why it opened up my passage and everything, because I believe that through hypnotherapy I am healthy. That's why after every 2 weeks I'm healthy. But the moment people see me flourishing, there's some people who like put you down.
You know, the thing is, Rajvin, nobody can put us down until we allow them to.
Yeah. So I must stop giving people permission.
Yeah, I would say don't worry about people. You act as if.
Yeah.
Already are living this flourishing life.
So actually, I feel that I am already flourishing and I'm already a masterpiece of my destiny.
So I'm asking you to just take it that little bit further, which is beyond thinking, which is you are living, breathing, flourishing existence of your highest self. Just what happens to you in hypnotherapy, you are actually, every breath you take, every
Yeah.
step you take is that. You are
Yes.
you are living, you're carrying that world, which is really the truth within, you know.
Yeah.
You're carrying that world with every step you take. That's why I quite liked, my friend's yellow pair of yellow shoes. The idea that you slip into it, and every step he took, he was already that. It's not that he didn't have rejections and stuff. He had tons of them, but to him it was like, okay, I'm already that. My business is already growing. So if this guy doesn't want to come into it, it's not a problem. Somebody else will. So I start acting as if, like, okay, you've got the amethyst, but perhaps there is something that you wake up in the morning and put on. It
Yeah.
could be a different pair of glasses that you buy for yourself if you like. And the moment you put those glasses on, you're acting as if. And very soon, the negative energies will just start sliding away. People say and do whatever they say and do, you know it's up
Yes.
to us how we receive it. Now when
Uh,
you're acting as if, sometimes the negativity will be like, okay, maybe there's something more that I could do there. You won't get sucked into a reaction. There's when we get impacted by people, it's as if they are reactivating an emotional trigger.
yeah. That's what's
You know?
happening.
So all you have to do is, maybe you're wearing a different pair of glasses, or you're not wearing glasses. You put on those act as if glasses, or whatever it is. I'm just using that as an example. Find a physical object that you wear in your being, and off you go. You act as if.
For me, I did prayers to visualize I am living flourishing because when I did
Your question
hypnotherapy,
was, how do you continue being that?
yeah,
Right?
how do I continue?
I'm saying to you, every breath is a prayer. Every step is a prayer. If that's what's
Yeah,
supposed, you know, but create a physical object, because it's a physical shift that is called for.
yeah, and as I'm turning as in my this is my last year of my 30s, so I am now reflecting how my life would be 10 years time, how my life would be in future. I'm not i'm not thinking future as a negative thing, but thinking future as a motivation, you know.
That is great, and it is in the future that doesn't exist right now. The act as if code tells you to act as if it is so, right here, right now, not
Or
in the act as
act
if it's
the
here right now.
present moment.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you, Rajven, for asking the question. It enabled me to elaborate some specifics.
and and it's for everybody, it's not for myself only.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the power of this interaction, right? You've asked a question which applies to everyone. So thank you for asking that. And please share with me, what are your yellow shoes equivalent?
My yellow shoes are equivalent to an elegant woman and flourishing woman who can breathe properly, free from allergy, because free from allergy.
Choose a physical object. The moment you wear it or put it on yourself, you are acting as if you already are that.
No, I choose a water feature in
Okay.
water feature because
Okay.
I'm really going to put a water feature in my house because that day we did shukrana for my niece.
That's beautiful. I'm saying to you, if you are to act as if, you must have something with you with every breath you take, with every step you take.
Yeah.
What a feature in your house is beautiful. Absolutely do it. What are you going to have on your being?
On my wing, I already have a chain, Waheguru chain.
Okay, so you're
And
going to have that Vaheguru, your Vaheguru chain is your act as if. The moment
yes,
you even just hold it and you're there.
I
Okay?
can hold it, right?
Yeah, just hold it, just touch it, and you're there. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, if I were to say my life is gonna flourish, uh, 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 my life is gonna flourish to be a millionaire at 42. So it will be.
And so,
Satanam Sri
yes,
Vaheguru.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, drop the will. This, and so it is. That's what act as if flourishing code is. And so it is.
Drop the will means drop the word will.
Not so it will be. And so it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Of the future. Future doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't have any roots.
So it is.
Okay. You're anchoring it here and now. So act as if you already are that. So what does that feel like? Start noticing that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. Shabana, will you bring the next person in?
Yeah, I think Vinny
Yes.
wants.
Okay.
Yeah, madam, first of all, congratulations for launching the codes. I've downloaded the very first moment I came to know,
Yes, you did.
and yesterday I read them all.
And thank you
Now,
for your
I, I
testimonial
wrote
also.
my question in the message, and I would like to ask that there are several codes which you are upbringing in your book. So, I want to ask that what methodology we follow to implement these codes in our life in our daily life means job life, social life, spiritual life, personal life.
Yeah. So
So
you can use various methods of working with the codes. You can literally, like you when you wake up in the morning, you can say, which is the code that's calling me today, and choose a number. And whatever that number is, go and look at what that code is. And that will
okay,
be the message for you. Okay. So that's one way of doing it. Another way would be, let's say you have a particular question or a problem that you wish to solve. Which code can assist me today? Give me a number from 1 to 121. Ask yourself. You'll get a number, do it. Because right now, what you have is the online version of the book. When you have the physical version, you can literally flick the pages and wherever it stops, that's the code for you.
okay,
Okay. And today, the one that came through for me to share here is the code of act as if. So whatever you learn from what I have shared here and in response to Rajwin's questions, work with that for yourself as well.
yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you, Vineet.
We have Meena ji.
Shabana, can you send me the flourishing code?
I'll share the link, Raj. When we are doing the launch, there'll be a particular launch promotion. So that's the reason why I haven't shared it yet in Consciously Positive. Okay. Hi, Meena. Hello, Meena ji.
Namaste, Pranam.
Pranam.
Well, Yeah, the previous two participants already asked the question I had in mind. And for me, there are so many codes, and I went through quick glance because I downloaded the Kindle version today. And bliss, to be in bliss, count your blessing. So this is something. But then I'm coming back to your code number 3, where you say that act as if. And
Yeah,
when we are counting a blessing, we are already contented. The
that's
grateful
that's
gratitude for whatever we have.
that's the
So
point. That's the point. So, if when you have a vision and you start acting as if, and you add to it a layer of bliss, count your blessings, and you're acting as if you already are whatever it is that you envision, and you start counting your blessings, it's like, your vibration is so high that whatever it is that you've desired, like Rajvin's desire to live this flourishing life, where she isn't going backwards and forwards in the context of her health, you know, your vibration matches that, and that comes into your life. And then you will feel even more blessed, and you'll count your blessings even more. So, state of bliss is guaranteed.
yeah, but my question is like, if I'm contented, then I won't act as if I need this thing, I need to be in this frame of
Yeah.
mind. Being humble, being contented, being dutiful, being responsible, that becomes first thing, more than me feeling, I'm able to do that. Yes, I agree. But when contentment things come, then it gives us little resistance to the higher push. Maybe we have more potential to exploit, but we are not doing it because contentment is there and gratefulness is there, gratitude is there, and we're contented. So,
The
so
main thing
in,
about act as if, Meenaji, is it really brings you to your truth. And if you look at who are we in our truth, we truly are indestructible, unstoppable, limitless, eternal soul being. That's who we are, right? But we give ourselves different identities. So what you're saying is absolutely right. That the act as if code is something that can be applied for material gains, if that's what you wish, for relationships. And when you already are content, you just act as if you are you, the truth, limitless, indestructible, eternal, infinite being.
yeah, at the same time, somehow in my case, I feel that I need validation. Like we are happy, we are contented, but at the same time, we need validation from
Yeah.
parents, from siblings, from in-laws, from society, from peers. So validation. Like when I write something, I write, send it to you on personal this thing. You always compliment, and I feel good. But other like my husband, he would not even pay attention. But anybody else's poem, he'll just tell me, "Oh, look how she writes." So, like he knows what to appreciate, but and I, still I'm looking for validation. Why this weakness? How can I work on that? That's my question too.
Okay. So,
Yeah, Mynoo, talking about validation, right?
yeah.
Parents think good of you. Sometimes, siblings will shout at you. So how they parents will think of you, helpers will think good of you. Sometimes how do we uh get good validation from siblings and nieces and nephews?
So
To
I want to talk about validation because they're both related perspectives, primarily because validation, when you are seeking validation, what are you giving energy to? You are giving energy to invalidating yourself when you're seeking for somebody else to validate you.
No, I mean, validation means you are doing good, but sometimes, uh, brother shouts at you, sister shouts at you. When parents are okay with you, people living in the house is okay with you. Uh, Parents, caregivers.
So the
Mm.
point here is, and I want to answer Meenaji's question, and it will answer yours as well, Rajwin, as I do that. Um, so see, people will do what they'll do, Meenaji, it's useful to just go into what is it that you get from when people validate you? What is it that you get from that? What do you feel? What do you receive from that? Clarify that for me, Meenaji.
Always a good feeling. I mean, when we compliment others, they feel good and they smile, they cheer up, they sparkle, and the same thing is with us also. If somebody is, so that's a reciprocal thing.
So it feels good.
Yeah.
And what is it that feels good? Do you feel good that you've done something that has, made someone else cheerful, added value to someone else's life? What is it that
Recognition of talent, recognition of gift, and yeah,
okay?
because
So
that's how we were raised, that's a conditioning
Well,
basically.
that is what I'm talking about.
right. So
Positive recognition is good from siblings and relatives
so
instead of
positive recognition of talent and gifts that you have. That is really what makes you feel good, right? So using this particular code, I'm bringing it back to this because my guidance is today to really power each one of you up with how you use this particular flourishing code. So getting that positive recognition of your gifts and your talents from others is what makes you feel content. And some people do it and some people don't do it. Now, when you act as if you already have that positive recognition, that you are recognized for your gifts and your talents, and you start noticing where you are recognized for those gifts and talents, it'll come naturally. So you start acting as if you already are recognized. You'll be so surprised. You'll be so surprised that those people who never ever even noticed you, or those people who actually proactively berated you or belittled you, you hear them talking about you in ways that you had always so desired that they would. But so what happens is when they don't, like your husband might not notice you, but he notices somebody else. But when you start acting as if you are a person who's recognized for her gifts and talents, everyone does that. And that's how. So how will you act as if? You will feel that way. This point about finding a physical object that you put on whilst you're practicing your act as if, it could be a scarf, it could be a earring. I have my earrings, which are my act as if, I'm already expecting and accepting miracles are the norm in the world, and I've already enabled that to happen in my lifetime. So my earrings, so when I'm doing filming and everything, they always say, change your earrings, change your earrings. I'm like really reticent to change my earrings. These are my act as if earrings, So even I put this into practice, and it's pretty awesome and amazing. So act as if you are so content and so recognized for your gifts and talents. That's just who you are. And all you are to do is to act as if and further express and share your gifts and talents with as many people as you can. With every step you take, with every breath you take, that's what you're doing.
I believe that
95%. Yeah. So excuse me, let me finish, please. Thank you, Rajman. I already feel 95% this way, but 5% is still lacking. So I'll be working on this code.
Yeah.
And I'll be wearing.
Just start
I'll be
acting.
wearing my Rudraksh from Hawaii forest.
That's your yellow shoes equivalent.
Yeah, in the night I take it off, but I love that.
Yes.
Shiv Parvati Rudraksh. Yeah, I'll be wearing that. And this Moli is my identity. Yeah. My children say take it off. My husband says, but I insist, bigger, wider. I will wear it.
Great.
And that gives me protection.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you
to
for
connect
asking.
to Rudraksh or to your bracelet equivalent, you're there.
Thank
Act
you
as if
much.
you're already recognized for your gifts and talents by everyone, the whole world. And just focus on sharing generously.
And I'm more impressed because in one of your transmission you said angels and guardian angels and ascending masters, they are blessing me. So that's
Yeah,
higher level. We are expecting from human.
yeah,
Let's expect higher, and higher energies are blessing us. So
yes.
grateful for that. Grateful for reminding me that. Thank you. Thank you
Wonderful,
much.
wonderful, wonderful. Let's, I think you've got your response as well, Rajben, right? In the context of your brothers and or your siblings or anybody else,
Yeah,
they,
if
they
if they give if they give positive validation is fine. If they give a negative validation, it's not good for me.
it's
It's not.
no. It is, what you say to another, you say to yourself. So if they're giving you negative, they're giving it to themselves. You act as if you already are someone that is recognized for the gift that you are in the world. That's who you are.
Yes.
That's who
What?
you are. If
But
someone
what?
says something negative, that's up to them. They're free to do that. You don't you it only affects you when you take it. You act as if you are a flourishing human being creating a flourishing world with what you bring into the world.
That is why. That is why when I'm approached to negative situation that don't allow me to flourish. I always practice like Ho'oponopono.
Great, beautiful, beautiful. Whatever,
And
whatever tactics you have, just work with those.
but thank you for the flourishing code, and thank you for your magnanimous energy, just like you have magnanimous energy since we met in the spiritual fest. And I have used all the neuroplasticity meditation, and I've done so. Yeah, I'm sure you have seen my talk in Consciously Positive.
Yeah,
Put the video on neuroplasticity. It's now so much of improvement, and I am so thankful and happy.
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
You're such an inspiration to us all. Thank you.
That's why I said um, my last message to the world and to for all of you as well. You are a beacon of light, and you are a beacon of light to imagine you are already flourished in your life, and you are flourished already. So thank you for putting the thought on this Thursday morning. Blessed Thursday morning. Blessing all of you. Bye-bye.
Shabana, over to you.
Yes, Mynoo. Anyone else would like to ask or share? Maybe Rakhi? Neelamji? Yeah.
Yes.
Can you please switch on your video?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
You are such a blessing to the mankind. I'm
Oh,
so looking forward to get this book because I'm sure it's going to change me in many ways. I do practice that. I'm in higher vibration now because when I came, I was a different person altogether. But attending your sessions and trying to get the meaning, it has changed me in many ways. Things don't affect me as much as they used to, but now with this book, I will be able to tally more, understand more. So I'm so looking forward to the book.
thank
You're
you.
amazing. I was just listening and I was enjoying.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Neelamji? Can you please come once again? Yeah. Sorry. I yes, but yeah.
Hello, Neelamji.
Good morning, Minuji. We are so blessed having your sessions and our meditations. I just feel all your this meditations जो मेरी जिंदगी को बदल दिया सब चीजों में मेरे को लगता है कि हम एक जो ट्रेंड चलता है उसको अब दूसरे साइड से जब देखना शुरू करते हैं दैट मेक्स डिफरेंस कि आप अपने को कैसे अपनी किस जगह पे आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं वो चीज मेरे समझ में आया मुझे और आपके सारे मेडिटेशंस मुझे लगता है कि एक बार करते हैं तो उसमें इफेक्ट आता है बिल्कुल और डेली जो मैं इसको आपको अटेंड करती हूँ आपके सेशंस तो दैट मेक्स डिफरेंस लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस इन माय लाइफ एंड अदर्स आल्सो आजकल जो मेडिटेशन है मैं एक्चुअली आज से नहीं जब हम लोग छोटे थे तो मैं रामायण वाले बुक को खोल के और उसमें कोई चैप्टर जैसे ओपन करते हैं पेज और उसको पढ़ते थे उसमें से मुझे आंसर मिलते थे और आज लगता है कि वो भी चीजें मैं अब कई जगह उस चीज को अप्लाई कर रहे हैं कि हमें हमारी लाइफ के आंसर्स मिल जाते हैं वो मुझे लगा कि मैं वो करती हूँ आजकल डेली लाइफ में करती हूँ
Wonderful, wonderful. Flourishing code is another way of doing that as well. Great. Wonderful. Looking forward to your feedback too.
आपने जो बोला कि अपना फिजिकल कोड वो अप्लाई करना है मुझे थैंक यू थैंक यू वेरी मच लव यू
Over to you, Shabana.
Thank you, Manji. Anyone else? I think most people have shared.
Okay, wonderful.
So,
Yeah.
PJ, would you like to share your experiences, your stories of act as a?
You're asking me?
Yes.
So, I mean, I apply it everywhere, actually. I do it.
Yeah. Any recent, yeah, any recent magic that it used?
Yeah. So, even as something as small as this particular session that we are doing today,
Yeah.
it's the first session I'm doing where I'm physically revealing the content of the Flourishing Code, right? This is
Yeah.
the first session that we are doing. So, thank you for opening up the Flourishing Code for the online cyber world.
Awesome.
So even there, I was like, okay, so what's the code? I got the code. And what's the impact that I would love to have brought into this session? So I envisioned all of that. And then I showed up acting as if it had already occurred. Really creating a container for some nuances that affect people day to day to be brought up in the question and answers. So many perspectives that Rajbin brought forward were like that. There were nuances. She's someone who's quite advanced in visioning, and that has helped her massively. And yet there were issues that she was dealing with when she was faced with negativity. That happens to many, many people. Meena ji's perspective about, I've done so much work and I do experience bliss, except to do with this validation part. So, just by choosing to act as if that this one code itself becomes so enriching through the session that we have for 45 minutes, enabled that to, those questions to surface and those answers to come forth. So I act as if whatever that I envision and show up like that. And you can do that. You're about to go into a meeting, a business meeting, act as if the best outcome of that business meeting already has occurred. And you're experiencing that and you show up like that. You're about to meet some relatives you're about to go out and, to be with some friends. Envision just taking that little bit of time, to envision what would have already occurred as a result of your presence, and what impact would that have on your presence, and act as if that. And you will find it showing up time and time again, exactly as you envision and act as if. That's what I would say as my closing paragraph, if you like, Shabana.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. In fact, I also wanted to request, because I have read the book, and I think there is a very interesting story how you started the book. So if you like to share a little bit about that, because I think that will also help the readers.
So these flourishing codes were, I began my journey which became a journey of spiritual awakening, and which actually then became a journey of self-liberation and miracles. All that occurred in 2010. And prior to that, I was a corporate executive, very driven, very focused, but really disconnected from myself. And I went through a series of illnesses, and as a result of that, decided to follow an advice given to me by a dear friend to go away for 3 weeks, be with nature, close, like in a place that had the ocean, but not by the ocean, just simply with nature, and allow myself to examine who am I and where I want to go next. And it is during that time that I saw a completely new vision for myself, which was about living an extraordinary life, where all aspects of my life coexist. And it was during that time that I had the experience of, like my third eye opened. I knew that Shiva had a third eye, but I really did not know the significance of any of that. And started having some very unusual experiences of, wisdom coming through me, and me writing things which I found amazing, even though consciously I did not think that way. So I started implementing what I was writing, but made a choice after 3 weeks from Bali that it was time for me to wind up my interests in London and go and be based in Bali until I was ready to emerge into the world. So I went there for 3 weeks and then landed up staying in Bali for 9 years. But in 2012 was the year where the Flourishing Codes were born. And 2012 began with guidance for me to go into silence. And it was a silence for 5 days. And then, every few days I would go into silence, and I would go into silence. And then that's what would happen. And it was during these silences that I got many of these flourishing codes. The fortune, I would say, that I had was because I was in a state of silence. I was in one place. The flourishing code would come through, and there's another body of work which I call as silence wisdom, and flourishing codes are a part of that silence wisdom body of work. So I've pulled out the flourishing codes and put them together in this book, because I was in a state of silence for 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, 7 days. I had the opportunity of implementing these and really working through different areas of my life. So the flourishing codes are really, part of that journey of self-liberation. That's where they originated from.
Awesome.
Thank you for asking that question. Actually, I just take it for granted, but it is an interesting origin.
Yeah. I think Meena ji want to share.
Yes.
मीनू जी, जब आपने मुझे पीडीएफ भेजा था, तो दैट्स अ टाइम मुझे इतनी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बुक लगी। मैंने उसको देखा, मैंने कहा ये तो बहुत हाईली इंटेलेक्चुअल लोगों के लिए, हाई फाई लोगों के लिए मेरा कैलिबर नहीं है। पर आज मैंने देखा मुझे हर चीज बहुत सिंपल एंड अंडर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंशन हो रहा था, एंड आई वाज फीलिंग ओके। आई मीन इट वाज मेकिंग सेंस टू मी। तो ये शिफ्ट कैसे आ गया? लाइक मेरा ऑफ कोर्स आई कैटरेक्ट सर्जरी था, मैं देख नहीं पा रही थी, एंड मेरे को मना भी किया गया था, एंड मेरे 1 महीना ऐसा ही निकला। पर आज मुझे हर चीज बहुत सिंपल लग रही है। आज मैं जैसे मैंने डाउनलोड किया, it was making sense to me, and it was like really मुझे legible, simple, understandable, सब चीजें सारे लगा तो just I'm curious
Yeah,
to know कैसे कैसे हो गया.
also, it has also been laid out, it has been designed to flow better. So all of these things make a very big difference. Like there were several of you that have read the book and gave me inputs. एक बहुत बड़ा input आया था लोगों से कि हर एक कोड के साथ एक example share करिए, which I had not done. And also another thing that I got was from everyone who had read it, that summarize the code right at the top. We get a summary and then we can decide whether we want to go further or not. A PDF में ना one thing below the other तो काफी
yeah.
लगता है. It is not laid out properly. Here it has been laid out so that it's easy to read, and
Yeah.
many of those points have been addressed. So that also is
No, good. Good one.
I'm looking
And
forward.
आपने जब
I'm looking forward to see the physical version. अभी तक मैंने
yeah,
भी
me
physical
too. Me
किया
too.
है.
I'll order it soon. पर आप ये
You
बताएं
can
कि
order it.
जैसे
You're in the US, ना? So you can order it. It'll come easily. India में मुश्किल.
yeah. I'm going to do that. मैंने Kindle का preview के लिए देखा.
हाँ.
Another thing, जैसे आपने बोला कि act as if. तो अगर प्रेजेंट शो में जाती हैं, मैं एक एग्जांपल दे रही हूँ, वी कैन टॉक अबाउट स्पोर्ट्स टीम और समथिंग. सभी सोच के जाते हैं जीतना है, पर जीत एक ही होती है ना. देयर इज वन विनर, फाइनल विनर एंड टॉपर एंड ऑल. सो वहां क्या होता है कि व्हाट हैपेंस, मतलब लाइक दे स्टार्ट गुड एंड लास्ट 1 मिनट में भी सब चेंज हो जाता है. एंड मैं अभी कुछ गेम्स देख रही थी जो बच्चों ने के साथ, और वैसे भी कोई भी चीज देखती हूँ, स्पेशली ब्यूटी पेजेंट शो, कभी मुझे लगता है वो डिजर्व करती है, पर द विनर इज समबडी एल्स. सो व्हाट इज द रीजन? आई मीन एक्ट एज इफ सभी कर रहे हैं, they're trained that way, and still
Not
what
necessarily,
happens?
not necessarily act as if. Some of them are putting on an act, and there are others who are you feel you actually can feel the winner. Sometimes the winners are very surprising. They are not as beautiful as beauty pageant ki baat le rahi hu, as the one that actually wins it. And of course, there is all this things that where people are also, people also pay for awards and stuff now, which never used to happen. The um, the point is that the act as if there is it's flawlessness. There's complete flawlessness in your being. You are that. It's a lot of the time there is an undertone of worry that people have. कि अगर नहीं हुआ तो, or they might have कि I wish I actually, I'm wearing the right dress, or they might notice somebody else. So that the vibration isn't completely in sync.
वो इस एक की होती है जो विनर होता है, उस एक की होती है इन सिंक एंड टोटली. Am I getting it right?
I have a different perspective on this winning, losing stuff, which is,
I mean, in public eyes.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. So yes, in public eyes, there's one winner, and if all of them act as if, it will be pretty interesting to see what happens. The main thing is, in games, for example, when you have winning teams and teams that lose, they act as if players really learn from that game. So they're still a winner because they've actually mastered their game even better. And that's one of the things that allows them to remain motivated to continue playing. And then they continue to have a very flourishing career, even if they didn't win the World Cup or whatever was there. They continue having a flourishing career. They don't become jaded. They don't become bitter. They don't become negative about the game just because they lost multiple times. Thank you for asking those questions. I think one more, Raki, do you have another question? Aapne...
Just a small question. When you were experiencing stuff in Bali, when your third eye opened and you were getting these codes, were you scared that what's going on with you?
Yeah, very scared. I was scared. And because I did not know, Raki, I did not meditate. I was not very spiritual or anything like that. I come from a very spiritual family, and my mother was highly spiritual. So And she was also a palmist, and I'm sure she was like a phenomenal palm reader, like out of this world. I'm sure she had downloads like I did, and we all thought she's reading the palm and telling us, but actually she probably had downloads that she was communicating. So I come from that lineage, if you like, but I was always, for me, it was like it had to make sense, it had to be logical, it had to have evidence. That's how I was. That's how I was brought up. So when it was happening to me, Rakhi, if it wasn't happening to me, I wouldn't have believed it. If somebody else said to me that this is what is happening to them, I would say, that's something really odd. I wouldn't believe it even. But because it was happening to me, then it was like, initially, I didn't know what to make of it. I thought I have to go get myself checked. And then, but what's there to check? I'm not hearing voices. I'm not looking different. I'm writing some good stuff. So I just thought, okay, how am I going to explain that there's something odd about it? There's nothing odd about it. I may as well implement what I'm writing. That's how I came to terms with it. And then I started implementing. And then I started enjoying it. Because the more I wrote, the more it was like, wow, this is good stuff. And then I started applying it to specific situations that used to bother me before. And then it was like, my God, this is powerful. I had to bury these emotions for so long. And that allowed the emotions to start to resurface. And that allowed me to start feeling those emotions. That's how the journey continued. The third eye stuff was very weird when the first experience occurred. I actually didn't know that there was anything different other than I was feeling that discomfort on my forehead for several days. And I was in Bali, so the manager there, I was like sitting like this on the breakfast table, and he comes up to me, and this spiritual friend of mine had said, "Oh, your third eye is opening for a higher purpose." And I just thought, I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't have any friends I could ask about this third eye stuff. So I was just sitting like this, and this manager comes up to me and he says, "Oh, is your third eye opening?" And I'm like, "What?" Yes, somebody says it is opening. And then I had overheard one of the people that had visited the resort talk about third eye. So I got his contact information and I contacted him. And I said, "Tell me about this third eye opening." And he said to me, "Oh, you'll know it's opened when all the lights come on, switch on, and there's an earthquake. And you'll know their third eye's open." And I thought, he's mad. I mean, like, what rubbish, So whatever. I didn't take any notice. 2 days after that, I'm in Bali, I'm sleeping, and about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, all the lights switch on in the room. And I sit up on the bed thinking, oh my God, is there going to be an earthquake? And there is an earthquake. And I thought, oh gosh, my third eye's open. So then I go to the bathroom to see what has happened to my forehead. Nothing had happened, so it was all fine. I come back and go off to sleep. That day I'm flying out back to London. And then everything felt very fresh outside. Everything the green looked greener, and everything, like all my senses had become like very pronounced. And then as I get to the airport, other than that, I didn't notice anything different. It's only when I got to the airport, I realized, okay, something has shifted. Because I would look at people, I would hear what they're saying, but I could also feel what they were feeling. And I could also almost in words, also experience what their higher self was communicating. So then I knew that something had shifted big time. But I didn't know how that would pan out or anything. I mean, so I was quite scared because I also didn't know who to talk to, Raghi, about this. I never did belong to a circle like this. And every time I did a Google search on these things, I never understood the words that were being communicated. I mean, I speak those words now, right? But at that time, it was all so new to me. I didn't know. So then I thought, I'm not going to really fret about this third eye stuff, this amazing gift that I've developed of writing. And I'm just going to keep doing that and keep implementing. So that's how the journey began, you know. Now I've learned to work with it. Now I've learned to, it is always on, but I've also learned for it not to interfere with how I show up in different circumstances. My third eye just gets.
Maybe I should go to Bali now.
If you haven't read the Bee book, you should read the Bee book. That is my.
I have. It's in my bucket list.
Yeah.
But we are blessed because we have mentors like you who are so knowledgeable and you know the stuff, and we are just, it's easy for us now.
Yeah, and I have to say, I feel very blessed because I had my spiritual friend. I had known her for 9 years, and I would only talk to her once a year just because my best friend believed in her so much. But it's since I went through this whole spiritual thing, she was the person who held my hand, who just kept me understanding that you're sane, nothing wrong is happening here. It's all good, and it is for the good as well. So, you know, just allow it to flow. She really was my guide, you know, supporting me to allow.
Awesome.
Thank
And
you.
it's interesting, like when your third eye opened, then there was a light, a physical light and physical earthquake.
Literally, literally. I
So
think we complete our session today.
yeah.
And we can have more, we'll be planning more sessions as we come up to the launch week.
Yes.
From the 29th for 5 days, we'll have a launch offer, which we'll let you know. And, you know, you can then really work with, share the Flourishing Code widely. Just negotiating some stuff with Amazon. As soon as we get the go-ahead, we'll inform you all about it. So thank you so much, Shabana, for hosting. Thank you for all that you do. And thank you for each one of you to show up. Keep flourishing.